So welcome. As I said, we are really excited. We have an amazing mover and shaker. I mean, the fact that you're here to listen to her is all the reason, right? She's really brilliant. She's a woman who does not believe in glass ceilings. She's always shattering all of them. And we're so excited to have you here, Hilda. So I'm sure all these people are here to listen to your story and your journey so far. So welcome. Let's clap for her as she starts.
Oh, thank you so much, Sharon. Yeah, so nice to meet everyone. I'm seeing so many young faces, some faces that I know, of course. It's a small ecosystem. Yeah, so my name is Hilda Moraa. Basically born in Nairobi. I am an entrepreneur. I really didn't know that my journey was going to end up here. Went to Strathmore University. Did software engineering, and I think that's really where I started building things when I was back in Strathmore. I built a mobile application that allowed small retailers and businesses to be able to manage their sales and inventory in a more efficient way, and that got me a job in Coca-Cola. I think at that time I was 26, if not 25, when I started my first company was Atele, just really out of Strathmore, and still working for Coca-Cola. It was really learning on the job, trying to figure out, okay, what works, what doesn't. iHub at that time was pretty much the only place you could go to find the right people, the community, other techies. Especially for us women, it was a very small community. Where do you find people who think like you, talk like you, and the same tribe of people who can actually help you to grow even when you don't have experience? And so, joined the iHub community back then in 2010 when it was just starting. I was part of the founding team, really helping to set up at the same time, putting this first company together with Atele. Out of my Coke and my fourth year project, which was really an exciting time because, every time I build this platform or product for small retailers, I felt like it was becoming better and really becoming a business. And I think for me, that's how I was able to build my first business, which was really a series of experience working with Coke, doing it as a project back then in Strathmore, going into the work experience and seeing the real problems on the ground, and then now proceeding with it in iHub. And for me, I think, to summarize, I think my journey hasn't been a sprint, it's been a marathon. Really looking at the failures and the series of failures to be where I am today, building Pezesha, which is really, in my view, a continuation of the journey that I have started in entrepreneurship, and my first fintech was Atele. And seeing where we are today, which is, one of the leading embedded finance platform, with Pezesha, we are serving more than currently 100,000 SMEs. We are across 3 markets, Kenya, Uganda, Ghana, and now Nigeria. I have a team of almost 60 employees, and in Kenya, we're around 40. And that number is growing. And of course, we've been able to successfully build a business that can empower so many businesses and create many job opportunities and many other opportunities for the businesses that we serve, and even our partners as well. So it's been a journey. It's been a journey of trusting the process, and accepting failure is part of that equation. It's taken me a long time to understand that you're going to have to fail. And most often we don't talk about these failures, and people want to see the success, the nice picture outside there, but we don't talk about these challenges and failures and sleepless nights, and the resilience that you have to put on the line. And I think for me, that's really what defines my journey, to be honest. It's been a lot of learning, a lot of failures, a lot of mistakes on the line, and accepting those mistakes as part of the journey. But really, in the end, we are the only ones as Africans who are going to solve our problems. And so we need to change the mindset in the way we think about these problems, the way we solve these problems, the way we embrace them, because we are the only ones who can solve these problems. And I believe the people in this room, the reason they are here is they can also solve the problem. Thank you.
Thank you, Hilda. We can clap for her. I mean, your story is really inspiring, and I think I'd like to start by, we saw you broke the internet, in the tech world internet, with your recent round of fundraising, and raising 11 million USD. That's a big deal. But what are these things that people don't tell most entrepreneurs about fundraising?
Yeah. Fundraising is in another term called the art of begging. So it's really called begging. You're begging for money. So it's a lot of work, because you're asking someone to give you money and fulfill the mission and the vision you've set. So it's not easy. And I think a lot of people don't talk about the work that is involved in fundraising and how overwhelming it is, especially for me personally. I can count the number of times I had more than 4 hours of sleep during that time, because it was a lot of hard work. If you're talking to investors in the US, the time zone difference is meaning you're going to be awake at 1 a.m., at 2 a.m., because that's when they are awake. So there's a lot of fatigue and hard work and mental strength that is required to fundraise. And people also don't tell you there's a lot of rejection. What I would summarize is, people don't tell you it's hard work, sleepless nights, rejection, heartbreak, and I think a lot of mental strength, and the right team, because you can't do it by yourself, and having a proper business that is able to show growth and sustainability. People don't tell you that, because you can be very good at storytelling and selling your vision, but if you don't have anything in the house, my friend, this is the time I think that a lot of companies are going to be tested by the foundation that they've built, and not so much by how good you are in the story. We're seeing it in Nigeria. It's not going to be about storytelling anymore. It's show us the numbers, show us what you got, show us the team, and show us your vision. And if we believe in it, we will invest.
I like that. And I think you're very passionate about team. And even in our interactions, I could pick that a lot. So what kind of company culture are you nurturing at Pezesha in order to have this team that, the winning team?
Yeah, so I always say that culture is there's no start or end. It's a process. So you're going to have to be thinking about it. It's like, that plant that you have to keep watering, right? And you're not the only one who needs to water it as the founder. Please, you're going to have to get people who should help you to water the culture of the company.
Great. So we have a question at the front. Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Jojo. I'm a marketing consultant. First question is around mentorship. You mentioned you have mentors, and that's an ongoing thing for you. How do you identify, engage, and nurture relationships with your mentors? That's something I'm very curious about. And then secondly, I read somewhere that you wake up at 4 a.m. and then do yoga and meditations, which I found fascinating, and that you're a stickler for your routines. So how would you say routines have helped you in your journey, and how do you build your routines?
Yeah. As you grow older, that 4 a.m. becomes really hard. Though I try, but literally, it's something that I found very that discipline of just keeping that routine really helped me mentally, mental health, and really just to have discipline and focus in the work that we do, and my routine, and every day I know I need to do this. So that's why I do that. I do that routine. And, every day is different, full of challenges. You need some sanity and something to just really help you to cool down. And I think for me, it's yoga and meditation. In terms of mentors, I think mentors are I've found the best mentors I found were just in places like this. I was talking to someone, we connected really well, and I was like, you're very good at this, can you help me? And I'm very good at this, can I help you? And for me, I think most of my mentors, I found them in all the odd places, not in a bar, but just in places like this. In places like this where it was the right people at the right time at the right place.
Lincoln Gakuya, founder Gemma. So what's the hardest thing you got to deal with in your startup?
Talent, finding the right people. Finding the right people is hard. One time you think you've gotten it right, the next thing you know, you haven't. And as the company continues to grow, you're just finding the right people with skills who can help you to grow the business to the next level. It's even much more harder. So I think for me, I would say like right now, 50% of my time is on finding talent in Pezesha. So I'm always scouting for good talent, which means that you have to put in time. It's not putting a job post out and you expect you're going to hire the right people. It doesn't work like that. Because in most cases, you might find people who don't believe in your vision, don't believe in your mission, but they have the skills, So can you teach people passion? Can you teach people integrity? Can you teach people vision and how to love your product? But you can teach them how to code. But you can't teach people. These are the things that are embedded in the chemistry. So I think it's really hard to find the right talent because you're going to have to look beyond skills in a startup. You're going to have to look beyond skills. You're going to have to look beyond money and say, do I see this person taking us to the next level of our base camp? And do they believe in what we are building? And can they get in the mud? Can they climb that mountain with us? If you don't see it, then you're like, no, thank you. It's nice knowing you. So talent and finding the right people has been the hardest and still continues to be the hardest challenge as we continue to grow. But we are really looking towards finding solutions, always working with young people, finding ways to train people, finding ways to collaborate. So we are finding solutions, all sorts of ways to solve this challenge. There's no one size fits all. Yeah.
Let's clap for her as we finish up. Thank you for coming for this session. It was really nice having you around, and I hope to see you in our future events.